In the vast, silent tapestry of the cosmos, there are truths whispered only among the stars. Have you ever wondered if the galaxy's most advanced civilization could be utterly mistaken about its most fragile inhabitants? Or if hidden within apparent weakness lies an unimaginable strength, a will so unyielding it could defy the most terrifying predators the universe has ever known? Prepare to have your understanding of power redefined. You're about to step into the world of alien whispers, where we uncover stories no one else dares to tell. Tales of chilling encounters, profound discoveries, and realities that will fundamentally shift your perspective on our place in this immense galaxy. Don't let these cosmic secrets fade into the void. If you crave the unknown, if you're drawn to narratives that defy imagination, then you've found your home. Subscribe to the Alien Whispers channel now and hit that notification bell so you never miss a single transmission. Like this video and share it with anyone else hungry to explore the universe's untold mysteries. Join us as we listen to the whispers and unravel the truths beyond the stars. The Luminary vessel Starlight Whisper drifted through the silent depths of the Galactic Graveyard, a swirling expanse of derelict ships and shattered star fortresses. Their mission: salvage ancient technology, particularly from the rarely seen remnants of lost civilizations. Captain Zylon, his vibrant orange scales gleaming under the bridge's soft ambient lights, surveyed the skeletal remains of a long-dead dreadnought. His species, known for their advanced intellect and pristine bioengineering, found order even in decay. Energy signatures stable, Captain Scientist Alara reported, her delicate, multi-jointed fingers gliding over her holographic interface. Her movements were fluid, precise. Luminary physiology, perfected over millennia, emphasized grace and efficiency. No active defenses detected. Target appears to be a derelict cargo freighter, origins unknown. Likely pre-Federation. Pre-Federation. Zylon's voice resonated with the practiced calm of command. His large, reflective eyes, devoid of visible pupils, narrowed. Unusual. Most derelicts of that age are mere dust. This one still holds structural integrity. Agreed, Captain, Alara replied, her bright orange skin pulsing faintly with concentration. However, my long-range scanners are picking up something faint, a life sign, within the freighter. A ripple of surprise went through the bridge crew. Life in the graveyard was rare, often parasitic. Primitive, I presume? Zylon inquired, a hint of disdain in his tone. Luminary encountered many species, but few held their attention. Highly unusual, Captain, Engineer Theron chimed in, his robust frame leaning over a diagnostics panel. The life sign signature is erratic, unstable, fluctuating wildly between high and low energy states. And it's radiating significant stress hormones. Stress hormones. Zylon shifted, his lithe body tensing slightly. A creature in distress, then, or a very sick one. Deploy a salvage team. 2 personnel. Ensure full biohazard protocols. Alara, you will accompany them. Retrieve any viable technology and analyze the life sign. If it's a sentient being, bring it back for identification and medical assessment. We prioritize knowledge. The Luminary shuttle, Ghostlight, detached from the Starlight Whisper, a sleek, silent dart against the backdrop of cosmic debris. Inside, Alara, accompanied by 2 Luminary technicians, navigated through the floating wreckage. The cargo freighter, when they reached it, was an ugly, utilitarian vessel, battered and corroded. Its design was crude, unsymmetrical. This is an abhorrent design, Alara murmured, her scientific curiosity clashing with her aesthetic sensibilities. Inefficient energy distribution, suboptimal hull plating. They breached the freighter's main airlock. The interior was dark, cold, permeated by the metallic tang of rust and something else, a faint, organic scent. The life sign pulsed stronger now, directly ahead. It's in the command module, one of the technicians reported, his vocalizers clicking softly. Direct path. As they entered the main control room, Their internal lights illuminated a scene of stark desperation. The room was a wreck of shattered consoles and sparking wires. And amidst the debris, huddled beside a makeshift barricade of cargo containers, was a single being. Small, bipedal, with soft, vulnerable flesh. "It's a human," Alara confirmed, her voice devoid of emotion, yet a flicker of surprise registered in her mind. Humans. Luminary archives referred to them as biological anomalies, a species that defied categorization. They were tolerated, but their resilience was often dismissed as primitive stubbornness rather than a true strength. The human, a female, wore tattered remnants of a utility suit. Her skin was a pallid, unhealthy tone, her dark hair matted with grime. Her eyes, however, burned with an intensity that belied her frail appearance. Her form, though clearly not engineered for combat like the Luminary, possessed a raw, unyielding beauty, her features sharp with defiance. Her lips, though chapped, hinted at a natural fullness. She held a crude, improvised bludgeon, a piece of twisted metal. "Identify yourself," Alara commanded, her voice calm and authoritative. "We are Luminary. We detected your distress signal. We are here to offer assistance." The human female, Captain Anya Sharma, eyed them with suspicion, her breathing ragged. "Assistance? You came to scavenge our dead ship." Her voice was hoarse, but sharp. "We're not dead yet. Your life support is failing," Alara stated, gesturing to a flickering panel. "Your engines are non-functional. You are adrift in a hazardous zone. Your survival is mathematically improbable." "Mathematically improbable is still possible," Anya retorted, her grip tightening on the metal bar. "What do you want?" "We are seeking knowledge," Zylon's voice boomed through Alara's comm unit. "What happened here? How did your vessel end up in the Galactic Graveyard?" Anya's eyes flickered, a deep weariness visible beneath the defiance. "We were searching for something. An anomaly. We found it. And it found us." She coughed a dry, hacking sound. "It was not biological. A parasitic entity. It feeds on energy and memories." Before Alara could respond, a low, guttural growl echoed from the dark corners of the freighter. Not a biological growl, but a sound of grinding metal and crackling energy. Anya's eyes widened, a primal fear flitting across her face before being replaced by that burning, unyielding light. "It's back," Anya whispered, raising her makeshift weapon. "It followed you." Alara's internal systems registered immediate threat. "Captain Zylon, we have an unidentifiable energy signature converging on our position within the freighter. Highly aggressive. Non-biological." Zylon's voice, usually calm, held a rare note of urgency. "Retreat. Get to the shuttle, Alara. Now." But it was too late. A shadowy form, a swirling vortex of dark energy and twisted metal shards, emerged from the darkness, coalescing into a grotesque mockery of a predator. It was not alive in any sense the Luminary understood. It was an anomaly, and it lunged. The shadow entity struck with impossible speed. One of Alara's technicians, Geron, barely had time to register it before a tendril of dark energy lashed out, tearing through his highly durable exoskeleton as if it were paper. Geron's life signs vanished instantly. "By the Luminary," Alara gasped, a rare tremor in her voice. This was unlike any energy entity in their archives. Her other technician, Kalen, instinctively raised his plasma rifle, but his shots merely dissipated harmlessly into the swirling form. Anya Sharma, the human, didn't hesitate. With a guttural cry, she swung her twisted metal bludgeon. The improvised weapon connected with the shadowy form, causing a shower of sparks and a high-pitched shriek of tortured metal. The entity recoiled, surprisingly, for a fleeting moment. "Get out!" Anya screamed at Alara, her eyes blazing. "It feeds on complex thought patterns. It'll prioritize you." Alara, whose species valued logic and self-preservation above all, felt a flicker of confusion. The human was actively engaging a superior threat to buy them time. It defied every rational combat doctrine. "Captain Zylon," Alara relayed, her voice tight with urgency. The entity is a psychic construct. It feeds on high-level cognitive energy. Human is engaging it directly, requesting immediate extraction. On the Starlight Whispers Bridge, Zylon's reflective eyes widened. A psychic construct? In this graveyard? This is unprecedented. Prioritize Illyra's team. Initiate emergency extraction sequence for Ghostlight. Back in the freighter, the psychic construct solidified, becoming a grotesque parody of a spider-like creature made of shadow and debris. It launched itself at Anya. She moved with surprising agility for a soft-bodied being, dodging a snapping limb, then slamming her metal bar into its shadowy leg. More sparks, more shrieks. The entity roared, a sound that seemed to tear at the fabric of reality. Its energy field is fluctuating wildly from the human's attacks. Illyra reported, drawing her own plasma pistol, though she knew it would be useless. It's confused by her. Confused. Zylon barked from the comm. Explain, Illyra. It's built to counter complex thought, Illyra explained, ducking as a piece of falling debris crashed near her. Our minds are like beacons to it. The human's mind, however, it's like a storm. Raw. Unstructured. Her thoughts are less about strategy and more about pure will. It's struggling to process her primitive, yet intense, mental output. Anya screamed again, a raw, defiant sound. She didn't possess enhanced strength, yet she twisted and dodged with an animalistic grace, her crude bludgeon connecting again and again. Her movements were fueled not by refined combat training, but by something far more primal. Illyra's scanners showed her stress hormones spiking to catastrophic levels, yet she showed no signs of collapsing. Instead, she seemed to be getting stronger, her movements more precise, more vicious. Kalen, the remaining technician, finally managed to drag himself and Illyra towards the airlock. She's buying us time, Illyra. We have to go, but her. Illyra began, watching in disbelief as Anya, despite a fresh gash on her arm, drove her makeshift weapon deep into the psychic construct's core. The entity shrieked, its shadowy form flickering, momentarily destabilized. She knows what she's doing, Kalen urged, pulling Illyra through the airlock. As the shuttle's ramp began to retract, Illyra looked back. Anya Sharma, the fragile human, stood alone in the wrecked command module, facing down the monstrous psychic construct. Her body was a mess of scrapes and bruises, her breathing ragged. But her eyes, those dark, fierce human eyes, held no fear. Only a burning, defiant refusal to yield. The shuttle doors sealed, severing the view. Back on the Starlight Whisper, Illyra's report sent a shockwave through the bridge. A psychic construct, feeding on cognitive energy, repelled by the primitiveness of human thought. Zylon repeated, trying to reconcile the data with Luminary logic. Not repelled, Captain, Illyra corrected, analyzing the last data stream from her helmet cam. It was overwhelmed. The human's mind wasn't complex in the way the construct expected. It was a torrent of raw, unyielding will, like trying to analyze a hurricane with a microscope. And her body's response, astonishing. Her systems were producing unheard-of levels of biochemicals. She was pushing herself to catastrophic limits, yet she continued to function, even fight. The Luminary Council was immediately informed. Their orange-skinned visages, usually serene, showed subtle ripples of disturbance. Zylon found himself explaining the concept of terminal resolve to the highest echelon of his species, a concept he himself was only beginning to grasp. So, a counselor's calm, measured voice finally broke the silence. This human survived by defying the very biological principles we have perfected? Yes, counselor, Zylon affirmed. They adapt. They do not merely survive. They push through what should be impossible barriers. Their very fragility, paradoxically, makes them relentless. They are a species designed by evolution to simply not break. The council pondered this. The thought of a species that refused to adhere to logical, predictable physiological limits was deeply unsettling. It was a chaotic element in their ordered universe. And the psychic construct? Another counselor asked. Is it still a threat? It is, Zylon stated. It was damaged but not destroyed. And the freighter, where the human fought it, is a beacon. The construct will likely recover and follow. We must intercept it, or it could threaten established luminary systems. And the human? The first counselor asked, its voice tinged with a rare curiosity. What, Captain Sharma? Zylon paused, recalling Anya's defiant stance against the shadow. She's in our medical bay. Remarkably, she's recovering. Her will to survive appears to override even severe physical trauma. But her ship, the Endeavor 1, is beyond repair. And her crew, they are gone. Then she is a survivor, the counselor concluded, and a valuable source of data. However, the immediate concern is the construct. Captain Zylon, you will lead a specialized force to intercept the psychic construct. Use all available luminary technology. But this time, take the human with you. Not as a weapon, but as an observer. We wish to learn if her unique capabilities can be leveraged or perhaps understood. Zylon's core chilled. To take a fragile human into a fight against an unknown entity? It was unprecedented. But the council's decree was absolute. Understood, counselor. I will prepare. He left the council chamber, a new weight settling on his shoulders. This mission wasn't just about neutralizing a threat. It was about facing a truth that would shake the very foundations of luminary understanding. The humans were not just biological aberrations. There was something far more profound and terrifying. Captain Zylon found Captain Anya Sharma in a luminary medical bay. Its pristine white surface is a stark contrast to the human's grim surroundings. Her body was still, mending at a pace that baffled luminary medical sensors. Serafina, a luminary medical specialist with vibrant orange scales and a graceful form, monitored the human with an expression of bewildered fascination. Her internal systems are stabilizing at an astonishing rate, Captain, Serafina reported, her melodic voice a whisper. Her primitive neural pathways are still firing with residual stress hormones, but her physical regeneration is far exceeding predicted models for her species. It's counterintuitive. Anya's eyes fluttered open, locking on Zylon. There was no fear, only a raw, challenging intelligence. So, the luminary wants to put this soft-bodied human on display. Her voice was still rough, but carried a biting sarcasm. The council has requested your presence on a critical mission, Zylon stated, ignoring her tone. The psychic construct remains a threat. Your unique interaction with it suggests your abilities might be valuable. He chose the word carefully, still struggling to define what he'd witnessed. Anya pushed herself up, wincing but determined. My abilities are called stubbornness and a refusal to die. They're not a weapon, Captain. They're a last resort. She swung her legs over the side of the medical pad. But if it means putting that thing down, I'm in. What's the plan? Zylon explained the council's decree. A direct assault on the psychic construct within the derelict freighter. Luminary technology would attempt to contain it, but Anya's presence was deemed crucial. He watched her. She moved with a strange economy, conserving every ounce of strength, yet her gaze never faltered. This was not the efficiency of luminary bioengineering. It was the distilled essence of sheer survival. The assault team, composed of Zylon, Ilera, and two heavily armored luminary warriors, boarded the Ghostlight once more. Anya, now equipped with a standard luminary environmental suit that hung loosely on her smaller frame, stood beside Zylon. Her eyes scanned the equipment, absorbing every detail. Your armor is impressive, Anya commented, her voice flat. But what happens if that thing gets inside it? If it gets inside you? Our exoskeletons are designed to resist psychic intrusion, Ilera interjected, a hint of luminary pride in her tone. And our minds are disciplined. It cannot simply enter our consciousness. Anya just gave a grim smile. You don't understand. It doesn't need to get inside. It just needs to break you. The Ghostlight docked again, this time with extreme caution. The psychic construct's energy signature pulsed violently from within the freighter. The cold, metallic scent was now laced with an acrid tang of burnt ozone. Luminary protocols emphasize precision strikes, Zylon explained to Anya, as they moved through the silent, wrecked corridors. We will deploy focused energy emitters to create a containment field. Alara will then initiate the neural override sequence. Your role is merely to disrupt, to keep it off balance. Anya nodded, but her eyes were fixed on the shadows ahead. It knows we're here. It senses us. It's waiting. They reached the main command module. The psychic construct was larger now, denser, its shadowy form writhing with captured debris and fractured energy. Its growl vibrated through the hull, a sound that threatened to unravel their very thoughts. The Luminary warriors immediately deployed their containment emitters, bathing the creature in intersecting beams of pure light. The construct shrieked, a sound of agony and fury. It thrashed, its shadowy limbs lashing out, impacting the reinforced walls of the freighter. Alara began chanting, her voice a low hum, initiating the complex neural override sequence. This was the Luminary's elegant solution: subdue the entity by overwhelming its cognitive core. But the construct was learning. It twisted, absorbing the Luminary energy beams, not containing it. The light began to dim. The containment field faltered. It's adapting, Alara cried, her voice strained. It's converting our energy. It's growing stronger. The construct pulsed, and a wave of pure psychic feedback slammed into the Luminary team. Zylon gasped as his internal regulators flickered. The highly disciplined minds of the Luminary, built for complex analysis and ordered thought, were perfect targets. The two Luminary warriors cried out, their forms spasming as cracks appeared in their exoskeletons. "Commander!" Alara screamed, her own scales dimming. "My neural override is failing. Its counterfrequency is too complex." Anya Sharma learned, not with a weapon, but with a roar, a primal, guttural, defiant sound. She threw herself at the construct, not trying to harm it physically, but to distract it. Her unshielded human mind, a chaotic storm of raw emotion and sheer will, slammed into the entity's delicate, energy-based form. The psychic construct recoiled, emitting a high-pitched, discordant shriek of pure confusion. It was like a finely tuned instrument suddenly assaulted by unadulterated noise. It couldn't process the sheer, unrefined, and utterly illogical assault of Anya's mind. "It's not attacking her thoughts directly," Alara exclaimed, clutching her head. "It's reacting to the intensity, the sheer, unquantifiable force of her refusal to yield." Anya's nose began to bleed inside her helmet, a thin stream of crimson. Her body shook, her stress hormones surging to impossible levels. But she kept screaming, a wordless, furious battle cry. She was not fighting with strategy. She was fighting with defiance. The construct, designed to prey on ordered thought, found itself overwhelmed by the raw, untamed chaos of a human pushed beyond all limits. It lashed out wildly, its shadowy form flickering, unable to focus its power. "Now, Alara!" Zylon roared, shaking off the psychic assault. "Initiate the primary containment sequence. Full power." Alara, fighting through the residual psychic static that still buzzed in her mind, slammed her hand onto the console. A new set of energy emitters, more powerful than the first, flared to life, converging on the thrashing construct. This time the beams held. The psychic construct shrieked, its form beginning to shrink, to condense, like smoke being sucked into a vacuum. Anya Sharma, still screaming her defiance, clung to a piece of twisted metal, her body trembling. Blood streaked her face, but her eyes remained locked on the dying entity. Her relentless, unquantifiable mental assault was creating the perfect opening for the Luminary's elegant solution. "It's working, Captain," Alara shouted, her voice hoarse with exertion. "The field is stabilizing. It's contained." With a final, ear-splitting shriek that resonated deep in their bones, the psychic construct imploded, dissolving into a shower of harmless energy particles. The silence that followed was absolute, punctuated only by Anya's ragged breathing. She collapsed to her knees, her makeshift weapon clattering to the floor. Zylon rushed to her side, his heavy luminary armor scraping against the derelict freighter's floor. He extended a hand, but hesitated. He had seen humans as fragile. Now he saw a living embodiment of unyielding force. Anya looked up at him, her eyes clouded with exhaustion, but still holding that defiant spark. "It's done," she whispered, a faint, humorless smile touching her lips. "Told you we're good at last resorts." Back on the Starlight Whisper, Anya was taken immediately to the medical bay, again under Seraphina's bewildered care. Zylon, Ilera, and Theron presented their full report to the Luminary Council. Holographic recordings of Anya's solo stand against the psychic construct played out for the orange-skinned elders. Her physiological response defies all known luminary medical science, Seraphina reported to the council, her elegant form bowing in deference. Her body overloaded with neurochemicals. Her heart rate, blood pressure, brain activity, all pushed far beyond survivable limits for any other known species. Yet, she functions. She recovers. Her very biology seems to possess a fail-safe, a persistence drive, as we've termed it, that allows her to ignore the body's natural shutdown protocols. This persistence drive, it activates under extreme duress. A counselor inquired, its calm voice betraying a hint of unease. "Precisely, counselor," Zylon affirmed, projecting his own helmet cam footage of Anya's battle. "The more critical the situation, the more severe the injury, the stronger her drive became. It's not just a mental state, it's a profound physiological transformation," Ilera added. The psychic construct, which feeds on complex, ordered thought, was completely disoriented by her. It couldn't process the raw, chaotic, yet intensely focused willpower. It was like trying to organize static into a coherent data stream. Her mind was too unfiltered. The council pondered, their usually serene visages uncharacteristically troubled. This was a species that defied their perfect, logical understanding of the universe. A species that became stronger not despite its flaws, but because of them. So, these humans, a counselor finally concluded, are not merely survivors. They are conquerors of the impossible. Zylon nodded, the truth of that statement resonating deep within his hardened form. They showed us that our logical perfection has a blind spot. We optimize for efficiency. They optimize for not losing. The Luminary Council convened for days. The implications of Captain Anya Sharma's persistence drive and the unique, chaotic nature of the human mind were profound. Their existing galactic doctrines, which categorize species by technological advancement and biological efficiency, proved inadequate. Humans were a wild card, a variable that could destabilize any conflict. The result was the inertia protocols, a new, highly classified directive for all luminary vessels. Unlike standard non-interference, the inertia protocols mandated strict avoidance of any situation that might push humans to their breaking point. Any direct military engagement with humanity was to be escalated immediately to the highest command, with the explicit goal of de-escalation at all costs. "We cannot defeat a species that refuses to be beaten," Zylon later explained to his bridge crew, his voice somber as they gazed out at the vast, silent galactic graveyard. "Our optimal combat strategies are useless against a foe whose body sacrifices its own future for current victory. They will literally burn themselves up just to win. And they will learn from every blow, every setback, to ensure the next one is theirs." He looked at Ilera, Theron, and the newly promoted Ensign Valen. "We left Captain Sharma with a small, upgraded transport and coordinates to the nearest human outpost. We offered no further assistance and no further observation. Her ship's data logs, containing details of their unique energy source and the threats it attracts, were deemed too volatile for our archives. The truth was, the Luminary, for all their intelligence, simply didn't want to possess something that drew such terrifying adversaries or unlocked such relentless potential. So, "We fear them, Commander." Valen asked, his young voice hesitant. "No," Zylon corrected, his gaze distant. "We respect them. And respect, in the vast, dangerous galaxy, is a far more useful tool than fear. We learned that day that the most dangerous enemy is not the strongest, nor the fastest, nor the most technologically advanced. It is the one that simply refuses to know when it's beaten." The Starlight Whisper turned from the Galactic Graveyard, its sleek form disappearing into the nebulae. The Luminary, once solely focused on order and efficiency, now carried a new, chilling truth about the chaotic, defiant strength of humanity. And the galaxy, unknowingly, was a safer place because of it. The galaxy holds endless secrets, and the truth about humanity is just one of them. What did you think of Commander Zylon's revelation? Did Anya Sharma's fight change your view of strength? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you were captivated by this tale, imagine the other whispers waiting to be heard. Don't miss another journey into the unknown. Subscribe to Alien Whispers, turn on notifications, and join our growing crew of cosmic explorers. Your next untold story is just a click away.